Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great. I am here today to talk about the number one error I see people make when they are talking about their guides. And that is that they try to boss their guides around when they get into a pickle or trouble or they need money all of a sudden or they need assistance with something. They all of a sudden say, hey, all my guides, I want you to help me go do this, that, or the other, when they have no idea who their guides are and they have not developed a relationship with them. They don't sort of even think about them in their daily life. All of a sudden they want to send them to go do a bunch of stuff. And it's not like your guides don't want to help you. They absolutely do. But when we can develop a relationship with our guides, we're going to be able to preempt that emergency, which is really the most ideal thing. And then we're going to be able to listen to their guidance. That's what they are, they're guides. We're going to be able to listen to their guidance when the time is here. Now, a lot of people are in great relationship with their guides without necessarily knowing who they are because they live in alignment, they live in integrity, they're out there doing their spiritual work and living their spiritual life. So they actually are in touch with their guides and they don't even know it. But a lot of people are not in alignment. And then there's like, oh, wait, I've got guides. Right. You guys go do this, that, or the other. Make me $100,000. Get me out of this trouble when I spoke, when I shouldn't have spoken, when I said that thing I shouldn't have said. And that's just kind of not how this works. When you're asking for something in an emergency, your guides might be sitting back saying, oh, I feel kind of bad for them, but they really need to learn this lesson the hard way. Right? And so that's just one of the mistakes I see when people are beginning to find their guides for the first time. They're treating them like they are bad friends instead of beloved colleagues and co-creators. And when we can shift our mindset to treat our guides as beloved co-creators and here to offer us spiritual wisdom and to actually guide us, that makes a huge difference in the tone and the way that we start to approach the relationship with our guides, with our spiritual guides. Okay, so don't be that first person. Do be that second person. Treat your guides lovingly and with respect and get to know them and take their guidance, take their assistance, get to know how that feels for you so that you don't get yourself in an emergency pickle where you're then trying to boss them around. And if you had a friend that did that, would you offer them a lot of guidance? You probably wouldn't, because you'd be like, they're just going to try to take advantage of me now. They're not going to listen anyway. So let's learn to listen to our guides and get to know them. So the first thing to do, of course, is to get to know your guides and to begin to really, really experience their awareness. Like I said, a lot of you are probably in good relationship with your guides anyway, or maybe you're not, depending on how life is going right now. But a lot of you are ready to take that to the next level. So taking it to the next level is actually getting to know who the guides are in visible form or by the way they feel to you, or through your inner knowing, kind of depends on how you get to know them, and to meet them in spiritual journeys and shamanic journeys even. And when you do that, to develop a relationship with them so that you're constantly receiving guidance. So I'm going to show you just a little chart. This is actually incomplete. I need to add to it. And this little bit of chart, the back of my notebook. So this is a list of my guides that I know so far. And like I said, this is incomplete. I'm going through my journal to keep on adding to this. And so eventually your team will be really big. It's going to be really big, right? Like that's, let me count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I know there's actually like 3 more I've discovered since then that I have written in my journal, but I haven't added to the list yet. So that's a lot of guides. Thank you, guides. I'm very, very appreciative for all of your assistance, guidance, and everything. And right now, I feel like I have a divination guide. My divination guide is like, please acknowledge me. So I'm going to. My divination guide is a dove. And of course, I'm a Jesus follower, so it's even like a little bit cliche, which is a little bit funny. Dove is also one of the symbols of Aphrodite. You guys have heard me talk about her a little bit. And so once you get to specifically know your guides, you can begin to call on them in your everyday life. And then when you really are in that situation where you think, what the heck do I say? What do I do? You know how your guides talk to you and you can experience their direct assistance right then and there. So as Jesus followers, and however you define that for yourself, Jesus, God, Holy Spirit have provided this whole world, this whole universe of divine assistance for us. let's take them up on that. Let's take them up on that and develop these relationships. So if you are interested in developing those relationships, you want to get to know your guides more, send me a little direct message. You can just ping me on whatever platform it is that you're listening on, and let's talk about that. I have some opportunities coming up where you may want to take advantage of that and get to know your guides with some expert and mentorship help. All right, everyone. So again, be that person B, don't be person A, don't boss your guides around, get to know them, develop a relationship, and then just receive their guidance. All right, talk to you soon.